Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Popo here, bringing guys a new video. And this is going to be the first tournament recap that we're going to have. Of course, this is coming from our local game scene that is at Game Underground in Waltham, Massachusetts. So if you are in the Boston area, we're going to be having weekly VGC tournaments over there. So if you're interested, it's cash money prizes. When CP drops, we're going to be doing that as well. So that way we will be able to earn points towards going to Worlds. It's a pretty good scene right now. We have about 8 people who have come the last couple of weeks, and we hope to keep growing that as more and more people find out about the tournaments. I'm going to keep bringing cool teams as I get ready for San Diego. The content's going to be a little bit less than I would like, just because I'm trying to get that prep in and trying to do the work to get to the point where I'm comfortable going into San Diego. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the team that I had built. This started off as a joke team that I just ended up winning on Showdown. So I ended up just building the team and making it a little bit better. And then going 19-5 on ranked. So it's done really well, and I've really enjoyed this team. The EVs could definitely be changed, but I will have a code for the rental team down in the description below. So if you do want to try the team out unranked, make sure you guys go and do that. We're going to go through all my games from the tournament this past week, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the tournament itself. And yeah, without further ado, yeah, let's get into it. So this is a Dashbun and Armorogue team. That is, it's a lot of fun. I thought it was just going to be super fun, just a meme team, just like, let's try it. You know, it's a pretty cool combo. Lava Plume, of course, is a really good move. It hits everybody in battle, but what's really good is Well-Baked Body on Dashbun just increases its defense by 2, and it takes no damage. So you're just doing damage to the opponent pretty much, and gaining a boost on essentially your sweeper. We'll call it the sweeper for now. And what's so good about that is Lava Plume also has a 33% chance to burn. So there's a really good chance that it's going to burn the opposition and make them even do less physical damage to your Dashbun, who's going to be super defensive. And that's exactly what we went for. We went for Impish. Once again, EVs could be changed, could be more fine-tuned for the meta itself, but this is just a set I made. Let's just go do the most damage. So we went 252 defense, 252 HP, Impish, just to gain that little bit extra boost. We are running the Body Press. This is something I don't see anybody running. Baby Doll Eyes, it's very, very good, trust me. Crunch and Protect. The Crunch is there because you can't hit the Ghost type Pokemon, so Body Press becomes useless. You have Crunch. It can not only do pretty good damage, but it also lowers defenses, so you can do more damage later on with Crunch. It just keeps increasing in damage if you get in those drops. I found this is the best build. We also have Safety Goggles. This could be changed to pretty much anything. Right now I have Safety Goggles because this team is almost impervious to getting spored, and that's kind of a good thing. So, yeah. So that's Dashbun. Next we have Aromorogue. Some people call this different names. This is Aromorogue to me, so that's what I'm going to call it until there's an official pronunciation out for it. We got 252, 252. We got the Choice Scarf. The reason why we are modest over Timid, though, is because the increase in Timid on the speed doesn't really change anything. But what you could do is you could go Timid and just invest in HP so you survive a little bit more. We're also Grass Terra type. On the Dutchman, we're actually Steel Terra type because it can't take any damage from those fire attacks. So it's a buff, plus it resists the steel typing that is super effective against fairies. But on top of that, it also is really good against ground still because most ground attacks are actually physical, like Garchomp and stuff like that. So it can still take those attacks pretty well, especially when you get some boosts. But yeah, so we're just going modest to get that special attack. We want to do as much damage as we can with the Lava Plume. We also have Expanding Force, Shadow Ball, and Armor Cannon. You can't not run Armor Cannon. It's just so good. Shadow Ball is to deal with some of the Pokemon that maybe can't be dealt with otherwise, and it also deals with other Armorogues. Expanding Force, just in case they're running Indeedee, you can do some Expanding Force stuff. And, of course, you need the Lava Plume. So, Flash Fire, where pretty much that lead is immune to fire damage, so it's really good. Next, we have the Goldango. And Goldango here is just a special attacker. Once again, 252, 252. I didn't put any thoughts into these because I didn't think this team was going to work. So I just kind of threw it together and put it out there. So 252, 252, 4 HP. We got Life Orb on it, which you don't see too often. It's coming a little bit more common. Protect, Make It Rain, Dazzling Gleam, and Shadow Ball. I really like the Dazzling Gleam. I was unsure of what to have in that other slot, and I've seen Flash Cannon and a couple other things, but I think Dazzling Gleam gives a lot of reach with teams running around with Garchomp and Murkrow as their leads, because we have the Flying Terror type. We go right into Flying Terror type, go for the Dazzling Gleam. We're pretty much guaranteed to kill the Murkrow, which then sets us up for a Make It Rain on the next turn to kill the Garchomp. It's just really, really good, and I think it's an underrated move right now, but I think we might see a lot more of it coming up in the future. The disadvantage on the other side is that now we have 2 moves that get blocked by Wide Guard, so you got to keep careful of that too, but we do have the Shadow Ball to cover for that as well. So Goldango, he's really good. Next we have Garganacl. So Garganacl is just a bulky set. I am not running the Iron Defense set. We already have a Pokemon that's doing Iron Defense. We do not need that. We are Ghost Terror type for those fighting types, but we have leftovers, and we are actually using Protect, Wide Guard, Recover, and Assault Cure. This just gives us a good range. We just get Salt Cure on stuff. Nothing's immune to Salt Cure, so you just hit something with it, and then you can start protecting, you can start recovering, you can Wide Guard to get past like Sylveons and stuff like that. And just give you a lot of range on your protection. Just don't Wide Guard and then click Protect because you always fail. So don't do that. I've done that a couple of times forgetting. But we're 252 HP. We're 68 defense because our defense is already super high. And then 188 special defense, which is just going to allow us to live stuff like Energy Ball and things like that from okay special attackers. Not the best, but from okay special attackers. And I'm really liking the set, and I think it's really good. Try to get 0 speed if you can. I don't know what my speed mine has, so I just put 31 on here, but try to get 0 speed. Next we have Murkrow, and this is actually Fevzi's set from the Stuttgart regional side events, because I thought it was a really cool set. Air Slash, Haze, Tailwind, and Icy Wind with Focus Sash, and 252 special attack, 252 HP. It has the same attack as special attack, so you can take advantage of either one you'd like. They're both 85, which is really, really good. It's not really, really good, but for a prankster support mon, it's really, really good. And you can get those air slashes and get flinches after you Tailwind, or you could just go for some Icy Winds to actually get that speed advantage before or after Tailwinding. So really good Pokemon. It's insane how good Murkrow is right now. It's just crazy. I really love it because Murkrow and Honchkrow are 2 Pokemon I really, really like and have always liked. So I'm glad to see Pokemon like that really getting a shine. And then the last Pokemon is Garchomp. And I forgot whose set this is, but I saw this set on a Cybertron video on one of the teams he was using, and I thought it was a really good set. So I kind of wanted to use that. We got the Clear Amulet, Rough Skin, of course. But we got 252 HP, making him super bulky, 156 plus attack, so we're going to be adamant. 36 defense, 4 special defense, and 60 speed. I don't know exactly what the 60 speed is for to outspeed, but it outspeeds under Tailwind a ton of things, and it lives hits that it probably shouldn't live. So very, very good Garchomp set. If you're going to run Garchomp, I would say consider this one, because I'm really, really liking it. Dragon Claw, Earthquake, Sword Dance, and Protect. The moves I did change up myself. It's Rock Slide, but we already have a lot of spread moves. I didn't want to fully commit to spread moves 100%, so I felt like the Dragon Claw was a good place to go besides that. But we have a lot of ways to get around the Earthquake. We can go Flying Goldango. Also, Dutchman, if it has a few boosts. The Earthquake doesn't really do anything to it. The Murkrow, of course. So it's really good. I really like it. Try this Garchomp out. But without further ado, let's get into the actual tournament here. So my first opponent is going to be running a mirror match. And I was like, really a mirror match? Especially on the first round. This is Fuzz. Fuzz is running the Armorogue. But he has some cool stuff too. He's running the Orthworm, the Dachsbun, the Torkoal. He's running the Mousehold, and he's also running Garchomp. So he has no Tailwind on his side, so I know I can get that speed advantage. But let's get right into it here. My first idea is to just try to go for this Garchomp stuff. If I can get Garchomp off, I can kind of, you know, lead what I want him to do with this team. So I'm going to go with the Murkrow, the Garchomp, and then in the back, I'm going to go for the fire stuff. I am going to cut around in this one more than the other ones because this was a grindy game, and I don't think you guys want to see Snarl, like, and nothing, like 7 turns in a row. So here I'm trying to decide what I really want to do. I decide to go for the Tailwind just in case I need to switch into my Dachsbun. I want to be faster than his Dachsbun. He actually switches out to the Earthworm, and I do go for that Earthquake. He goes for the Protect, so nothing really happens, but I do come out with the Armarouge. This is later on, so now I have the Dachsbun and the Armarouge out, and I'm going to actually Armor Cannon into the Earthworm. The reason why I skipped there is because it was just a lot of just pivoting and not really much happening. So it really wasn't worth watching the game. Just nothing was going on. So yeah, he's behind a substitute now, which is perfectly fine for me because I know he can't do a bunch of damage. He has Snarl, and he has Body Press and Protect. That's pretty much all the relevant stuff. But here, I see a line of play that I can do that's really good. I can Armor Cannon myself, which is just going to give me those boosts as he does continue to go for the Snarl, which is perfectly fine with me. Because I can go the Body Press into the Earthworm. Of course, it's super bulky Pokemon, so it doesn't die. But that's at a +2 right now, so we're going to just be able to keep going for this. I figure he's going to Protect because he protected the turn before, so I'm going to get another boost off on myself. And I'm going to actually be able to break this sub here. He's pretty much back at full life. He did take a lot of damage earlier in the match from various different attacks, but not enough to like consider it actual damage. So now he's down to these 2, so I know that I can just kind of win from here as long as he can't heal or get any more boosts. And he's going to actually use his Terrestrialization, and we see that it's Fairy right out the get-go. So that's going to be really good for us, future knowledge especially, to know that that is going to be Fairy. It's going to put us in a much better position. And then, in my mind, he might have a Fairy attack. He's just not clicking it for some reason. Maybe it's play rough or something. So, Earthworm goes down, and it's down to just the Dachsbun, my Dachsbun, and Armarouge. And I want to point this out. So, I'm going to struggle. Can you see that box? That box just stayed on the screen. Yeah. So, anyway. So we go for Struggle, doesn't do anything, obviously, and Armarouge is going to go down. So now it's Snarl versus the Body Press. I don't know how much this Body Press is going to do. This is +6 Body Press into a not boosted at all Dachsbun. And it does actually, like, 40%, so that's going to be enough. Even, he can't keep up with the damage. So even with the Snarls are doing pretty much nothing. I don't want to go into Steel Terra, so I don't even need to Terra this game. He cancels, and we are going to go into Game 2. So Game 2, I figure I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to go without the Garchomp here because he does have that Earthworm, and I feel like I didn't really need it. So I'm going to actually go Gholdengo, Garganacl, and I'm going to have both of the Fire Boys in the back. But the lead wasn't anything what I expected. This is actually a pretty bad lead for me. And I was considering here maybe going for the Terra Ghost for a second because I thought he might Body Press. He might double up into the Garganacl. But he actually retreats with the Maushold, and I felt so much better after that because I was like, okay, he did not double up into that slot. I can take a Body Press. That's okay. The Shadow Ball into the Earthworm is perfectly fine. We're going to get the Salt Cure onto the Garchomp just to do a little bit of damage. And this is why I like Garganacl, because it's just like persistent damage. It's just annoying, right? Just super annoying. So now we can actually use our Terra Flying to go and have our Gholdengo ready to take on this Garchomp head on. As long as we can get the Garchomp to a low amount of HP, he can be taken out later. We know we're faster with the Choice Scarf. So, this is good. So we're going to go with the Protect with the Garganacl, because I expect him to double that Garganacl this time, whether he's going for the Earthquake, because it makes the most sense, because his other guy can't be hurt, or because he's going to go for Stomping Tantrum or something like that. So that's slut. So perfectly, he goes for the Earthquake. We don't take anything. His Earthworm would heal if it took any damage, but it is at full health. And he goes for the Body Press. So perfect. This was a perfect turn for me. This Garchomp is going to go into Dangerous, but we skip that because it was a lot of just switching around. Now we have Garganackle and we have the Dustbun out. And what happened before this is that he brought the Maushold out, and the Maushold used Population Bomb and actually killed the Garganackle, or the Goldango. And so now I brought this out. He is going to Terastallize into Normal and actually go for the Protect, thinking he's going to go into that slot, which he absolutely does. He does not want to get beaten by this thing again, and it's good against everything on his team. So I want to keep it alive. He gets crit on that, but we do heal up a little bit, and we got the Sulkier on the Maushold here. So now is an interesting turn, because I'm like, I need to Baby Doll Eyes here. And I could go for the Recover, but I want Garganackle to go down, so I don't. And I actually do get the Baby Doll Eyes off, and he goes for Encore, which is beautiful for me. He tried to go into the Protect, so I could only just Protect, and then he could just focus the other slot. But this is amazing, because now I have Baby Doll Eyes onto this Maushold every single time. So the chance of it killing my Dustbun now is so little, meaning he has to go into Garganackle. Yeah, I'm happy about that. And that's why Baby Doll Eyes is so good. It's really good against the Maushold, because you get a defense boost, plus you're going to do that. There's no way the Maushold can ever kill the Dustbun at that point. So, yeah, we just continue to go Baby Doll Eyes. I don't need to go Baby Doll Eyes into the Orthworm because it only has, you know, 1 attack and it doesn't really do too much. So that does 5 damage, so it's going to take 7 to actually kill, which is crazy. He goes for the Body Press, which doesn't really do too much, but now we can just go out the Armorogue, and we know we're going to be faster. So we can just kind of keep clicking Baby Doll Eyes, and now we click Lava Plume because we don't really have a choice. He does have the Torkoal and the Garchomp, but the Garchomp's almost dead from what was happening earlier. He has Clear Amulet on, which we now see for the first time, and we just get a double KO here, leaving him with the Maushold plus the Torkoal against my Dustbun, and there's not really anything he can do. He resets up the sun. I feel like this Encore lasted like 10 turns, not 3. But yeah, I'm just gonna click once again. I'm just gonna lower Maushold's just in case he is faster for some reason. I just don't want it to be able to hit me or not do as much damage. But at this point, I don't think he can beat the Dustbun, so I think it's just over. And yeah, I just go for the Body Press, Lava Plume here. We're finally out of the Encore, and we are going to be able to take out the Torkoal, which is really, really good. This Torkoal, whenever I see Torkoal against this team, it's like a non-factor. I can just kind of focus everything else. This one had Earth Power, so it's a little bit scarier. But yeah, still, we could still take it and come out with a victory. So, going into the next round, I know that was a quick little cut there. We're facing Curry Puff, and Curry Puff has a very, very interesting team. We have the Espathia, we have the Houndstone, I think is what it's called, Glamora, we got Arcanine, we got Gastrodon, and Tyranitar. So this is a pretty scary team. I know he's going to want to go with Tyranitar stuff. So I gotta kind of battle around that. I don't really know what to lead, so I just go with the Armorogue, Dustbun, so I can be kind of faster. I don't really know what he's doing with this team. I've never seen this team before, so this is more of a scouting. I don't think Dustbun's great here. He has a lot of special attackers, but I want to scout. So he goes with Glamora plus the Empathra, and we see actually there it went pretty quick, but the Glamora is actually on a balloon, so we have to be very careful about that. My thought here is to just go for the kill on the Empathra, so we can't get any boosts. I don't know if it's a, you know, which ability it's using, but he actually doubles up into the Dustbun, and I did not want to waste my my Terra that early, so I didn't go for it. But maybe if I did, I could have had a little bit of a different situation here. But he's gonna go and kill that, and I don't know why I didn't fast forward that part. I guess maybe I did, it was still really slow. So I'm gonna Terra so I don't take as much from my ground attack, and I doubt he's gonna go Sludge Bomb into the slot. He actually goes Dazzling Gleam. We do get the Shadow Ball off. It doesn't do that much, but it does pop that air balloon, and he goes with the Power Gem, which is Not great because now our Armor goes down, but it's 2-2 now, so it's a pretty even situation. He does get the Toxic Debris, but both of those are down, so I can kind of see what he was thinking on that second run, so we could see maybe in the next game what he's going to go for. So he does have the Houndstone, and he does have the Tyranitar, which is it's not great for me. It's not great, but we have to go for the Sword Dance here, because if we can get the Sword Dance, then we can have a better chance of winning. But he predicts that I'm going to protect, and he actually kills me here. If I would have just went Make It Rain, I think maybe, I don't think I would have won, but he does take game one. So game one, the Curry. And the second game, I'm going to go with the Murkrow Garchomp. I think it's really good here against what he brought. I can kind of break the balloon. I can Earthquake. I can do a lot of things with this setup. He doesn't have speed, like a Tailwind setter or anything like that. So I think I can take it from just that. So that's what we're going to go for. So he goes Arcanine and Espathra, which is beautiful. This is amazing. This is what I want to see. And I have two lines of play here, right? I can go for the Tailwind and just go for the Earthquake, or I can go for the Icy Wind, predicting that he's going to switch out the Arcanine and not go for an attack onto the Garchomp, think I might protect, and actually just go for the Sword Dance here. And that's what I'm going to go for. It's a riskier play by far, but it also puts me in a position where I don't think I can lose. He does switch out the Arcanine here. And now I know he can't kill either of my Pokemon, because we are that bulky set, and this Murkrow is Focus Sash, so he can't kill either. He does go for Dazzling Gleam, which is going to do a ton of damage to the Murkrow, but not so much because of the Garchomp. You can really see that bulk in that Garchomp paying off there. And we're going to get the double speed drops, which is huge against this Glimmora, because the Glimmora is going to lose that Air Balloon, like I said before. It's going to make it susceptible to this Earthquake. And yeah, this Empathra is going to get that speed boost, but it's going to switch out into Arcanine, which doesn't do anything, but he's going to Terra Grass, and this is really good knowledge for me to have here, is that he has Terra Grass Glimmora, which makes sense. It does make sense. But I've seen flying and stuff too, so we're going to get the Earthquake off, and Glimmora's actually going to live, but here's another huge thing. He goes for Energy Ball into Garchomp, and I think Garchomp's dead, but Garchomp lives, so it only dies to a crit after it's already been hit, so we're in a really good position. He goes with Gastrodon, and I don't think I killed this Gastrodon at one hit. Spiky Shield comes out. I didn't even know it got Spiky Shield. But we're going to get that off, and we're going to go for the Earthquake, and we actually get a crit on the Gastrodon. I don't know if it mattered at +2, but I guess it mattered. And we still got this Murkrow out, so we could just go for the Icy Wind to get a little bit extra damage and make sure we're controlling the speed just in case this Garchomp does go down this turn. If anything happens, you know, you just want to make sure that you're playing to your outs, and that's going to come in a big sad way in this one. So before we go into this one, I just want to tell everybody, make sure you play to all your outs, even if you think you've won the whole game, okay? Always play to your outs. I didn't in this game, and Curry did. And because I thought I had the game, I thought it was already sealed. There's 2 turns, looking back, there's 2 turns where I could have straight up won the game if I just played to my outs. But once again, I didn't, and for that, I lost. So let's get into the game. So we're going to go with the same setup, and we're going to have the Goldango in the back, along with the Armorogue, just for the speed. And he goes with the same leads that he began the first game with. So this time we're going to actually go with the Tailwind. We're going to go Dragon Claw. Here's my thought, that he's going to actually protect the Empathra here. He knows that the double up does not kill the Garchomp, but he could go Lumina. This was my other thought. He could go Lumina, and he could go for Energy Ball plus the Lumina to -2 my defense, special defense, and go for the Energy Ball and kill me. And I was a little worried about that, so I almost protected, but I thought this might be a better play, so this is what I went for. He does Terra, and it's actually Terra Fairy on the Espathra. So I'm like, okay, how much does this Dazzling Gleam do now? This definitely puts me down to my Focus Sash, but how much does it do to the Garchomp? because this is going to be very important. So I go with the Dragon Claw, and it does half to Glamora, which is really good. But now I know I'm free to Earthquake this thing if I can just live this turn. If I can just survive this turn, I can win here. And he does get that off. And Garchomp, it does just over half. Beautiful, because we know how much that Energy Ball does when he's Terra. So we know this never kills, and we actually survive with a 26. And now we can go for the Earthquakes. He is going to Spiky Shield to give him another turn with the Glamora, which is fine. We actually go for the Air Slash just to confirm. And before anybody asks, we had this debate when we were playing, because that crit, we thought the crit mattered. Going back and doing the calc, it doesn't matter. It still dies. It's confirmed dead. But it just helped. It just helped a little bit. But it did not matter. So he goes up with Gastrodon again, and we are going to just Air Slash because we know we killed Glamora 100% of the time. So we Air Slash there, and we get the Earthquake off. And tell him by how much this Earthquake does. I don't know if the +2 killed. I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up, I think. But Glamora is going to go down, and he's going to go for Muddy Water. And so at the time, we were both like, you know what, that mattered. He loses now because he missed, right? But in hindsight, I think if he hits both of them, I just straight win. Without him being able to do anything back. I think he just loses. But that's beside the point. So we're going to go for Air Slash on the Gastrodon again, and actually we heal it, which isn't great. Just not great. But we are going to get another Earthquake off, and this is the turn where I think I lost the game for myself. He was actually at less life. I think another Earthquake actually just straight up kills the Gastrodon without the attack on... with the Murkrow without him proccing his berry. If I would have just switched out the Murkrow here, I win the game. I just switch out the Murkrow and I go into my my Goldango, right? And it's just GG because he can't do anything back. But I go for the Earthquake. We actually get another crit on Gastrodon, which this time did matter. I know that crit mattered. Just by a little bit, he would have been in the red. But he actually Dragon Dances with Tyranitar. And this is what I mean by playing to my out, because I thought I already had the game in hand, so I didn't consider the Tyranitar being able to do anything, especially not that. But he's at such low life, I'm like, okay, even with the sand, I think he's still just dead. But our Tailwind ends and Murkrow goes down, and this is the second mistake I make, because I'm just like, well, I need to do fast damage. I didn't, right? I could have gone Goldango here still, and he can't target both. And I can go into Flying, and he can only Earthquake or he can Rock Slide, right? And Rock Slide makes him potentially miss, and if he goes Rock Slide, he's just going for, you know, flinches, because that's all he can do. So the play was go Goldango and to Terra into Flying. That was my out here, but I don't do that. I go out to the Armorogue, in which I do get poisoned, and I actually go for a Protect, which is probably a mistake as well. And I'm going to Terra here, thinking that he might go Earthquake. He might go Earthquake just to confirm kills, but we do get off Protect, and we go for the Armor Cannon. We're stuck in Armor Cannon now. That's fine. That's fine. I know I survive an Earthquake. Even at +1, I know I can survive an Earthquake. Don't know about a Rock Slide, but this Armor Cannon kills, right? This Armor Cannon kills all day long. I think he had like 5 HP. This is, I mean, the play in the outs, boys. Because Armorogue goes down to 9, which means I would win if he wasn't poisoned. And, well, if there was no sand either. If he had never gotten poisoned or sand, I would have won. Meaning, if I would have brought him in last, I would have had a better chance of winning. If I brought Goldango in, you see what I'm saying, right? If I brought Goldango in, it was over because I still had the Armorogue, who wouldn't have taken as much from poison. So now we have the Goldango. We gotta go for the Protect. You because why not? We don't really have a choice. I want to see what move he has. He has crunch, so we're just trying to get a little bit more information off of him, and we are just going to go for the make it rain. Maybe he's Superman speed. He's not Superman speed. Because even at Superman speed +1, I think Gholdengo still outspeeds him, but Garchomp wouldn't because the Garchomp doesn't really have any investment in speed. And we outsped him with Choice Scarf, so he was in between those two tiers. So, but Curry actually wins the set and actually wins the whole tournament. Felt bad. It felt bad, but I learned a lot from that one because I learned that just play to your outs. Doesn't matter if you think you're winning or if you think you're going to win. Play to your outs. Play the optimal plays rather than just playing the plays to play the plays, because that's what I was kind of doing. I'll just keep clicking Earthquake. I win. That's not how it works. Don't do that. Play to your outs and be smart about your plays. Think about them. Don't rush them. Just play well. So in the next match, we're actually facing Leaf, which Leaf was upset because Leaf literally posted on Discord a little bit before the matches were put up the pairings. He's like, I swear if I have to face Pokemon, I'm not playing Pokemon ever again. And then the matchups came and we were playing each other. So he's using a very standard team. This is the rental team. This is actually the rental team. And I've played against this a bunch, so I kind of know how to play against it. I know what's good against it. I know that it's kind of weak to body press, so we're going to go for body press first. We go with the Dachshund and we go with the Murkrow. We want to get that Tailwind because I figure he's going to go Tailwind. So there's two ways that this turn can go, and that's Earthquake, Rock Slide, and Tailwind or Flash Cannon into my Dachshund. He doesn't know what my Dachshund's doing. He's never played against Dachshund before. He doesn't know anything about it. So in his mind, I'm probably going for a Fairy attack. So he doesn't really know. He doesn't really know. So he's going to go right for the Terra Steel, which makes sense if he thinks I'm going to go for a Fairy attack, because now this confirms he's going to take only a little bit of damage. He's going to get up Tailwind, and he's going to be doing damage with his Garchomp. So this completely made sense. This whole play line made sense when you consider he doesn't know what Dachshund does. But I go for the body press and it does more than 50%, putting me in a really good position. But he gets up Tailwind. I know this thing outspeeds my Dachshund, and I know I die to the actual what's it called, the Flash Cannon, so I got to be careful about that. We ate the Rock Slide, of course. We're gonna go for the Protect. We want the Murkrow to go down at this point because we're in such a good place, but what we're going to do is we're going to actually set up an Icy Wind to guarantee that we're going to outspeed even if we bring in Garchomp. We just want to make sure that we're in the best position possible. I figure he's going to go with the exact same attacks that he did last turn, but he's going to add the Flash Can, so he's going to get the Rock Slide. And I'm like, please don't miss, please don't miss, please don't miss. But I guess if he misses, it's still fine. I get another Icy Wind off, and I can go for a body press. So I guess it's still a good position, but I can get the Armarouge out now, and it's kind of just GG at this point, as I just can go for Lava Plume plus body press, and he doesn't really have anything that wants to take it, and he's already used his Terastallization, and I know that thing dies to the Lava Plume, and yeah, so game one is going to be a pretty clean game. Worked out exactly how I wanted it to work. As once again, I've played this matchup. He does go for the Earthquake, which, as you could see, well, even at +2, we just absolutely eat. Garchomp's gonna go down. Rough Skin's gonna do, I think, more damage than the Earthquake did. I could be wrong on that, because it doesn't show anymore. I don't like the new HP bars. I don't know how you guys feel about them, but he has Gholdengo, and that does give me a little bit of an issue. But he cannot do anything with it. So we're just going to go into Steel type just in case we don't KO something here. We at least have that Steel type. We can eat the Make It Rain. We don't actually die to it at this point if we're Steel type. If we're Fairy type, it one-shots us whether or not we're boosted up. So full HP even. He takes a while here to kind of decide what he wants to do because he's not really sure. He didn't know what my thing was doing, so now he knows. So the Dachshund is going to get bulky here. We're going to go for the Lava Plume. He's going to go up. some more. We're going to get that off. And it doesn't actually kill the Goldango, but it does get a burn, which is fine because that does put him on a clock. And the Murkrow actually gets burned too, but you can see the Dachshund survives because we went Steel type. It was close. It was close. It did more than I thought it was going to do. But I think it's choice spec, so it makes sense. But yeah, he just is dead now. As both of our Tailwinds disappear, and I have my old Goldango in the back, I can just go for Protect and Shadow Ball, which is going to confirm me the win. But I go for Crunch. No. Do I? I do go for Crunch, just in case he does have Shadow Ball and he's not specs, but I'm pretty sure I'm like 99% sure it's specs, so it doesn't really matter. But, yep, so we're going to take that victory. Going to game 2, I just want to go Armarouge into the Dachshund, have the Murkrow and the Goldango in the back. I feel like he's not going to expect this. He's going to try to counter my other stuff I went for, whereas now I can just kind of set up the Dachshund early on and just kind of sweep through his team if it comes to that. And I figure he might be leading the Goldango, so maybe we can get a clean hit on the Goldango turn 1, especially if he goes Steel. And he actually goes Mousehold Murkrow, so I was not expecting this. But I guess it's fine. I just go for the switch out to the Goldango, and I go for Body Press here. I wanted to Steel Terra. I really did, but I figured if he Normal Terra'd and I Steel Terra'd, he gets the advantage. So I'm just going to let Dachshund go down here, and then I can take advantage later on. And he actually goes Population Bomb. And he did not Normal Terra, so this is going to be a complete wash pretty much. This is going to be perfectly fine. So if I would have Terra'd, we would have been good, because I think it does like 6 damage or something like that when it's not very effective against Dachshund. But we're going to go down to 15 HP, fine. We're going to get a bunch of damage off on Mousehold, which is beautiful. It's going to put that thing in danger, and we're going to kind of just protect and you know, use the Goldango to Dazzling Gleam. And this is one of the reasons why I really like Dazzling Gleam. I can kill something that has very little HP at the moment, and I can also put a bunch of pressure onto this Murkrow. And he doesn't switch. He doesn't really have a good switch into the Goldango except for Goldango. So I felt really safe going with this, because even if he does switch into that Goldango, I think I'm still in the advantage. Because I have the Murkrow in the back, I can just let the Dachshund go down, and then I can bring in Armarouge and kind of sweep. So here, I figure that he's going to want to try to kill the Goldango, so he's going to go into that, and I think I can live. I don't know if I do, but I think I can live a foul play into the Dachshund, so I just make sure to not let my Dachshund die here. Which it doesn't, because he goes for the taunt, which makes sense. Once again, he doesn't know my full moveset, so he doesn't know. But I am going to get that off, and I want to kill the Murkrow, because now I have speed advantage unless he wants to go with Tailwind with the Hydreigon himself. And I want Dachshund to go down here. So I'm going to switch out the Goldango to go into the Murkrow, because the Murkrow never dies unless he goes Rock Slide. But I don't see him go a Rock Slide here, because it doesn't make as much sense, right? So he's going to go into that Steel Terra, which is beautiful for me. He goes for the Dark Pulse, and it does a lot more than I thought it would. But he does lose some from that, and he goes for the Earthquake. So he could have straight up won this match, I think, if he just went with the Rock Slide. But down goes Dachshund, which is, once again, beautiful. Beautiful, because I can go with the Armarouge, and I know we're going to have the speed advantage now. So I can just go for the Armor Cannon. Because I don't want to hit my own Goldango when that situation comes up. So go for the Armor Cannon. I know I can kill this Hydreigon. It just goes down. It doesn't carry Protect, if I remember correctly. It just has 2 main moves. And now I can just go for the Terra and go straight for the Flying Terra to prevent this Earthquake. I go for the Armor Cannon. This thing is going to do way too much damage. Yeah, it does not much damage with the critical hit, of course. I don't think the crit mattered. I think Make It Rain single target still kills with Life Orb, especially because we're max attack. And yeah, Garchomp goes down, and I end up going 2-1. Well, I had a really good time. Oh yeah, he rage quits because he wanted the rage quit on video. But I had a really good time. Once again, this is in Waltham, Massachusetts. So if you're in the Boston or North Central Massachusetts, you can actually take the train to get there. That's what I do. It's about an hour train. And it's a 5-minute walk from the train station to Game Underground, and it's $10 to enter. The money, like half the money, goes into the prize pool, so it's cash money prize. Once again, CP comes out. We're going to be running CP events. They're already sanctioned for Pokemon TCG, so they're just going to get somebody who can be a judge for these tournaments to come in when that time comes. So it's going to be an easy transition. We're going to earn CP. We're going to earn money. We're going to have a great time. There's a lot of good players there. A lot of people from the VBA. If you don't know what that is, it is a draft league. They're all really good players. They're all really nice people. It's a nice little community. We're having a great time. Nobody's taking it super serious, at least right now. There might be some serious times, especially at the top tables, but for the most part, we're just having a good time trying to play some Pokemon and meet some cool people. So if you're into that, come down to Game Underground on Thursdays at 7 p.m. And yeah, until the next one, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you guys rate, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.